So the Nokia 3210, an absolute banger of a mobile phone, is celebrating its 25th birthday this year. And this dinky delight still holds a special flowery place in my otherwise cold, dead heart, as it was the first blower I ever bought just before I left school, a quarter of a century ago. I'm old. And to celebrate this anniversary, HMD Global has spunked out a new, updated version of this classic dumb phone, which you can grab now for just 75 British quids. And I do love this bloody promo photo. I bet the Model A wasn't even born when the original 3210 came out. Mind you, I'd absolutely love a pair of those trousers. They'd be very handy for carrying around loads of phones for camera comparison purposes. Anyway, let's check out this fresh new 2024 edition of the Nokia 3210 before I wither away entirely. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So what do you actually get in this dinky wee box? Well, you've got yourself a Nokia 3210, naturally. Got an adapter, so you don't even get bundled with most £1,000 smartphones these days. And a quick start guide, and that's your lot. And here we have it, boys and girls, the Nokia 3210 refreshed for 2024. It's like I'm 17 all over again, apart from the lack of hair and the constantly aching liver. And you certainly have to appreciate just how dinky mobile phones were back in the day. Weighs just 88 grams. And it's so miniature, it'll basically slip into any pockets, any pants, and in a pinch, pretty much any orifice you fancy as well. You got 3 colour options with the 3210. You've got Scuba Blue, Grunge Black, or this here Y2K Gold Effort. Y2K, there's another nostalgia fest. I bet if you tried explaining Y2K to someone who was born in the 21st century, they think we were all a bunch of hillbilly f***ing idiots back in the day. So you were all convinced that on January the 1st, 2000, all of our computers would simultaneously melt and planes would fall out of the sky and would basically all end up living in caves singing Kumbaya. I mean, yeah, it sounds a bit mental now, but it was all perfectly plausible at the time. Even Trevor McDonald said it would happen. Oh my god, that noise, absolutely not. The hell do I turn this off? Cannot find the audio options in here anywhere, and if I don't find them soon, I am actually going to top myself. Oh my god, there we go, put it on silent mode, thank Christ. So similar design to the original Nokia 3210, a mobile phone of course, except now you've got a 2.4 inch TFT screen, so it's grown in size, and as you can see they're full colour as well, rather than the monochrome affair slapped on the original. And of course it's that S30 Plus OS that we all know and love. And HMD is selling the Nokia 3210 as a great way of doing a digital detox, because it's basically got bugger all internet, social media, apps in general. And there's 4G support on here, but no Wi-Fi, so if you do want to get connected, you will have to slip a SIM in there. You've got a pair of SIM slots, although one of them can also house a micro SD memory card. You can slightly customize your Nokia 3210, so for instance you can change up the background. Got a small selection of pre-installed efforts there, all of them a bit cack frankly. Or you can also select your own photo, so you can chuck on a picture of your bestie, or just yourself if you haven't got any mates. And you got all the usual S30 Plus apps on here, so you can call people. You can actually jump onto the internet if you're willing to put up with a bit of Opera Mini. It's taking me right back to those glorious WAP days, bit of the crazy frog. Checking the football scores would always take about 5 hours. Connecting. Oh, Jesus, there we go. Yeah, 60 seconds of this and I am well out. Then you got good old Snake, of course, the game that refuses to die, so you could play this or play an even more fun game like seeing how many times you can punch yourself in the nads before you puke. And it appears both me and my Snake lost the will to live. And at first glance it looks like you get quite a few other games pre-installed on here until you realise you actually have to pay money, actual real money for them. I do have a trial version of Crossy Road, so let's give this a go. Yeah, just as banging as always. Piss flaps. A bit of Arrow Master, more like Ass Master. And yeah, the Nokia 3210 also doubles up as an MP3 player. Got an actual headphone jack up top, otherwise Bluetooth 5 support. You got a decidedly measly 128 megabytes of storage for your MP3 files, but you can thankfully expand that, as I mentioned before, via micro SD up to a further 32 gigs. And you've also got yourself an FM radio if you fancy enduring endless Ed Sheeran.
I need to make sure that you are very much
Although I do like to pretend that persistent, invasive, buzzing type sound that you get when listening to the FM radio on a mobile phone is actually a hive of angry bees who dislike Ed Sheeran as much as I do, and are preparing themselves to sting the living out of him. And of course the Nokia 3210 also boasts a almighty 2 megapixel rear camera, complete with a flash for those night shots. You do have some pro controls on here. You can fiddle around with the likes of the contrast, the exposure level, and yes, even a small variety of filters. So yes, you too can capture some absolutely banging images like these. And yeah, if you're so inclined, you can even shoot a bit of video with the Nokia 3210. Banging. As for the battery, well, it's a 1450 mAh capacity cell stuffed inside of that dinky Nokia 3210 frame. And according to HMD Global, that should serve up just under 10 hours of talk time. That's how we used to measure battery life rather than how many hours of tentacle hentai can I stream. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is the fresh new Nokia 3210 2024 edition, 25 years on from the original, and certainly a massive burst of nostalgia for old gits like me. It'll do the job as a simple burner type phone if you just want to go away to a festival but still be able to, get in touch with people back home for whatever reason. But of course there are cheaper options than this available, so it's only really if you've got some sort of affiliation with the Nokia 3210 and you really fancy jumping back on board with that bad boy that you'd really want to stump up the extra cash. That's what I reckon anyway. It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a ruddy wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you!